Hey guys, welcome to ITS Tactical. Today I want to show you a couple of new products we have. One is our redesigned holster insert. This is the Gen 2 holster insert. We'll get into that in a second, as well as the shock cord insert. These were both developed with Zulu nylon gear and both new products that we wanted to announce today. Essentially, you may remember something that looks a little like this from our discrete messenger bag, the med insert, and I'll show you kind of where the development came from the med insert to the shock cord insert that you see here. So let's get a little into it. We'll zoom in. I'll show you some of the products that we have, as well as some of the features and the ways that you can use these. All right, guys, so let's talk a little first about the holster insert. You may remember our Gen 1 holster insert. This was our design with Zulu nylon gear just to have a simple insert that would fit into our messenger bags. If you're not familiar with our discrete messenger bag, that's basically where the concept from all these Velcro inserts came from. This is our messenger bag, and on the inside, which I'll show you here, we have this Velcro area. The interior of this pocket on both sides is lined with loop Velcro, so you can stick in different inserts and things like that. And then also, the outer pocket here has our med insert, and that's kind of where let me pull this out. So this is our med insert. As you can see, it's got a long tab here that you can insert into this pocket, and it allows you to break the zipper and pull this down easily to access medical equipment. And you can refer to our discrete messenger bag review kind of for a recap on what this insert is about. But anyhow, this is where the development from the shock cord insert came from. So we'll get into that in a second, but first let's finish with the holster insert while we're talking about it. So the Gen 1 holster insert, as you can see, it's got a hook Velcro backing, so you can stick it into that pocket. We've also got a breakthrough from the outer lid of that discrete messenger bag, so you can access and get to your gun easily from the outer flap without having to, flap open that huge thing to get to it. So out of this Gen 1 holster insert came kind of our Gen 2 development. So as you can see, it's got our Gen 1 had a 2-inch webbing strap that came over. We like this design, but we had kind of an issue that, sometimes it can be difficult to either reholster or holster the gun because of that webbing. You can see it kind of sticks every once in a while. It's not you can still do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but we wanted to kind of develop something to where it would be a lot easier to holster that weapon. So we came up with the Gen 2 insert, and essentially what that does, as you can see with the SIG 226 I have here, basically what we did is we did away with the webbing and just used Velcro. So you can see that the inside of this holster insert has hook Velcro here, and the exterior is covered with loop Velcro. So it gives you a larger purchase area to stick that where you need to, either into our discrete messenger bag or another bag or accessory that has the ability for inserts like this. So basically what it does is, because there's hook Velcro on the inside, you can kind of hear it. It gives you a nice, easy holster as well as a removal. Now you kind of might think, well, it's got hook Velcro, it's going to scratch up my gun. Well, it may put a couple of marks on your gun, but it's not that big of a deal. I've been running it with my 225 for a long time, and my 225 gets a little beat up, but there's not any kind of ridiculous marking on it from the hook Velcro, so I wouldn't worry necessarily much about that. At any rate, we still retained the feature of our Gen 1 holster, which was to have a mag be able to get inserted next to the holster, so you can still put that magazine here next to it, and it gives you just a wider package for the weapon. So as you can see, it fits the 226. This is a Glock 17 that fits in there easily, as well as a 1911. You'd have to adjust it down a little. You can see it's pretty loose in there. So it fits most full frame pistols, so you shouldn't have any problem running it. It does cover a lot more of the trigger as well, so you're less prone to dealing with any kind of issues with things getting into the trigger guard and things like that while you have this in your bag. So that's the Gen 2 holster insert, available now on itstactical.com in our store. Now let's move on to the shock cord insert. So as I was saying earlier, this is that med insert. So you can see that all we did on the shock cord insert is just kind of trim off that pull tab on the med insert and have gone with this shock cord insert. Now you might think, well, that's just a simple design, what can you do with that? Well, there's actually a lot of you can do with this. It's very versatile. So you can take things like this, you can make kind of an admin insert. You can see I've got flashlights, it can hold pens, pencils, any kind of admin items, as well as larger things like tourniquets. This is our EDC trauma kit that you'll see here. It can hold things like that. And same type of design. It's just got hook Velcro on the back. You can stick it in the inside of the bag or to anything you really need to, or anything that can accept hook Velcro. It can also be used for magazines, as you can see here. You've got everything from a metal magazine to one of the US Palm polymer AK mags, as well as the Magpul P mags as well. So it can hold about 3 mags wide. You can see that it doesn't necessarily cover every square inch of the magazine real estate that it would take up, but it does still fit 3 mags very easily. You can still draw them nicely from the loop or the shock cord that's attached to there. So that is the shock cord insert. These are also for sale on itstactical.com, and make sure you check them out there. One last thing I want to mention is we now have our first woven patch available. This is the American flag patch, the ITS American flag patch. You can pick these up as well. So be sure to let us know if you have any questions about either the holster insert or the shock cord insert or even the new patch. Thanks for watching.